Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to TED Talks Ball. I've got a special guest here. It's a special Friday afternoon edition, special 49er Media edition with Anshul Shah in the house. Anshul, how are you doing on this fine, faithful Friday?
Pretty good. I'd say today's probably been my best day in terms of just how I've been feeling because of with all this, BS and drama with the, 49ers, Brandon Ayuk, Trent Williams. So definitely feel better about things today because there's been some things that have, come out in the last couple hours. So yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, it's just some encouraging news, I suppose. Um, Hard to know what to believe these days with all the back and forth. I think the telling thing for me with Brandon Ayuk is that he asked for a trade, which we all kind of just thought was trying to gain some leverage. But then the 49ers obliged him and set a trade up, and he balked. He said he wouldn't sign the extension with the Patriots. So to me, that says the Niners are over it. They're ready for him to walk. They gave him a take it or leave it number, and he has essentially left it. But he hasn't left it because he won't take the other offers. So it's like he wants, he wants his money, but he also wants it with a contender. And I don't think any contender is going to pay him the type of money that like a New England Patriots will pay, a desperate team. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Jimmy in the house says, "What's up, Media and Ted? What's up, Jimmy? Welcome." Saying, "Yo, welcome. Good to see you. Happy Friday, TGIF." Yeah, so lots of stuff going on. I guess it's encouraging that Tom Pelissero says the 49ers have double back down. So where do you think the Niners were on Shoal initially as far as like average annual value? And where do you think they are now if they've been like making a push to actually get them signed?
So I think that it's still gonna be around that Amon-Ra St. Brown deal, which I believe his was like 28.5, if I remember correctly. And I know months ago, I believe it was like in April, they were at the 26 mark, which is probably where the Niners are still at, because otherwise I think something would have gotten done. And I think honestly, it seems like Brandon Ayuk kind of backed out, and his agent kind of had him back out because otherwise this thing seemed like it would have been done in April, and we wouldn't be sitting here talking about this. We'd probably be able to talk about preseason a lot more, and maybe even Trent Williams saga kind of gets done by that, because Brandon Ayuk would have signed already. But to me, I think, yeah, the 49ers probably are at 26.5 mil. And with the whole market, it's now, I don't think he's going to get 30. I think that probably 28.5 would make the most sense. He's definitely not getting Justin Jefferson money, that's for sure. And I think that also kind of with these trade rumors and the trade request, I also kind of thought it was a negotiation tactic at first, which we've seen it with Deebo Samuel too, right, a couple of years ago. But it seems like maybe the 49ers are kind of trying to gauge it, what is his kind of value from other teams, to maybe try to help figure out, all right, what are we actually going to pay Brandon Ayuk. But I hope the 49ers have moved a little bit, or at least both sides can move in the middle. And I kind of want to blame Ayuk's agent just a little bit, because I'm just like, you told Ayuk, let's wait to see what happens with the rest of the market, and then we'll try to figure it out. And I think that's why it's again taken a very long time. It's something that the 49ers just tend to do. This is nothing new, that they always wait this, late. July's, I think, been the earliest that they've actually gotten a deal done, which I believe was George Kittle. Might have also been Fred Warner. I don't completely remember, but yeah, it's at least with the reports coming out today, at least I feel a little bit better about the direction.
Good. Well, That makes me feel a little bit better. Then Steve-O in the house. He's saying the Niners and Steelers. Niners had the Steelers make a contract. Now the Niners will see it and offer a little less. Using them was smart. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, because we're definitely a more desirable team to play for than the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's for sure. And then Bashar in the house is saying, "Yo, Ted and Anto, what's up, Bash? Happy Friday. Good to see you. Hope all is well. We got to get back together and streaming here one of these days." Jimmy saying, "Sup, Bashar?" They're saying, "What's up? What's up?" And Rob D in the house for only 30 mil a year. You too can feed a wide receiver. That reminds me, when you said Amon-Ra was 28.5, I'm pretty sure Amon-Ra was 30 average annual value.
Let me see.
Yeah. He's 30. Justin Jefferson's 35. AJ Brown was like 31. Devonta Smith was like 26 or 25. 25.
Let's see, so it was 120.
But yeah, I think it was.
Oh, okay. He was 30.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's just the cap hit isn't like it's lowered and then the signing bonuses or whatever push it to 30. Maybe that's what it is.
Could be.
Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, Jefferson's 35. Okay, so it's Jalen Waddle who I think I actually meant to say.
28.5. Okay, yeah.
Which is like around 20.
Tyreek's like 31. AJ Brown's like 31. And then who am I blanking on for the Cowboys?
CeeDee Lamb hasn't signed yet.
I thought he got 34.
No, he hasn't signed yet. I don't know if you saw yesterday. Like,
I thought he got 4 years, 136.
No. I think a lot of that was kind of false reports.
Oh, interesting.
Because nothing's happened with CeeDee Lamb yet. So,
interesting.
Yeah.
Rob D says 1 week before YouTube will let me change my name. That's funny. That's when BA is signing. There you go.
Let's hope you're right.
You heard it here first, folks. Bad news on Friday. Good news comes out Monday. Yeah, Friday is the news dump. You know, late Friday afternoon, you dump news that you don't want people to pay much attention to because most everybody's in the car heading out for the weekend, heading home from work, whatever, not paying as much attention on a Friday afternoon. So I guess we're hoping there's no BA news this afternoon then.
You know what's so weird, though?
Whenever
we sign someone, I think beside Trent Williams and maybe Juszczyk when they were kind of going into free agency, I feel like all these guys we end up announcing their extensions end up happening on a weekend.
Interesting. Got Kenny in the house. He says, I spent 0 time worrying about BA. That's a lie. You're a liar, Kenny.
It's just, man, the media usually doesn't know too much when it comes to the Niners, but it's like, hey, there's nothing going on beside training camp. You know, Niners are the easiest team to talk about.
Kenny never liked him.
Okay, we need to talk about this because, man,
I feel like Ayuk. I like them. I like
I
him.
don't get why.
I will say, when all this stuff started happening, and he asked for a trade, we set up the trade, and then he balked. Then I said, hey, BA, don't be a B, because that's why he's acting like a B about this whole thing. It's like, sign with us or take the trade. That's it. Don't like ask for a trade and then we set it up and you're like, yeah, I don't want to pay for that team. You know, that's weak sauce.
I don't get bothered by that because it's like, man, it's just negotiation tactics. I get it. Like, it's just when you don't have that much leverage, you're trying to, even if it's childish, which I know a lot of people have said about Brandon Ayuk, it's like you got to do something to gain a little bit of leverage. Because right now, the Niners have had the leverage since he's technically under contract, and they could make him play on, the fifth-year option, which technically still there's a chance. Ayuk's not signed yet, so
Not on his top 100 favorite Niners list. That's brutal. That is tough. I mean, he's definitely top 100 for me.
yeah.
Top 50. I mean, I'm not going to say top 20. That starts to get to be a pretty elite list in Niner Land, but I'd say Ayuk is top 50 for me, for sure. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty damn good. All right, let's see that list, Kenny. Start spewing it out into the chat. Start with one. All right. To be fair, the play-by-play reporting of nothing didn't help. Yeah, no. I mean, and Ayuk just tweeting and social media displaying every, thought that went through his head was not really helpful either.
Speaking of BA, he actually replied to Brad Graham, Twitter or like Instagram post, because he posted the Tom Pelissero then, and then Brandon Ayuk actually replied to the post saying, "Brad, Niners be in the media every day, lol. It's two options on there. Pick one and stop dropping reports. Simple."
Well, I definitely think Brandon was enjoying the limelight. And, since he was never the center of attention here, he's getting his time to be the center of attention. But I think he's taking it too far. A lot of people are turned off. I definitely am turned off. I definitely have lost a lot of respect for him in this whole thing. But I guess we'll see how it all turns out before I make a final judgment. But it's definitely getting old.
What up, throwback?
Got Fernando in the house. What's up, Fernando? I'll come upwards from there. Top 100 would be fun. Yeah, do it. Breaking news, Andrew, you're casual. Breaking news, Brandon Ayuk not traded. It's breaking news. It is every day. It's breaking.
Okay,
news.
I want to actually ask you this because people have been kind of speculating this, but the Patriots actually released Juju Smith-Schuster, and some people were thinking that if Ayuk went to the Patriots, like we would have gotten Juju in the deal.
Wow, that's really not much in return, I would say.
Well, I would think,
when in some scenarios we're talking about getting Devontae Adams back for him.
Or Amari Cooper, yeah.
Amari Cooper, yeah, those are legit receivers. Juju, I mean, he's not bad for a wide receiver 2 or 3, but he's definitely not a wide receiver 1 by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Kenny started his list here, so let's see here. All right, so number 1, Harris Barton. Harris has a good sense of humor from what I understand.
The thing is, I'm barely going to know a lot of these players, at least at the,
Got Bubba Paris. He was entertaining for sure. Not highly skilled as an offensive tackle. He was like always kind of overweight. But he was definitely entertaining, so I could see. And so far, 2 very entertaining offensive linemen. Harris Barton's super funny, tells good jokes, and he was very talented as a tackle. He was one of the best Niner tackles ever, up there with Staley and Trent Williams. I mean, obviously Trent Williams is his own category, but Armando Jimenez says, "I had a feeling about this trade situation. Was it because just to see another coach, GM, owner do what they do with their top wide receivers, will that affect the team's relationship and not 49ers organization?" Hard to say. You're casual back in it says, "Did you lose respect for Debo? He did the same thing." No, Debo did not do the same thing. There was never a trade in place for Debo Samuel, and he never rejected a trade. Yeah. So he did not do the same thing.
Debo's was more of like, okay, I just need to do it so I can get a little bit of leverage and push the Niners a little bit. Negotiation tactic. And that, again, like I said, that's originally what I thought with BA, but it seems like that's gone further than it did with Debo.
Kenny says Juju is done. That's pretty good. I was surprised to hear he was still on the team. I don't think he's done, but he's definitely. He was pretty good in Pittsburgh. He was decent on the Chiefs, and didn't seem to do much. But again, who is his quarterback? If it's Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi, you don't have much of a shot. Wasn't Cam there for a minute too?
Yep.
I don't know if that was with Juju, but anyway,
Yeah,
probably not. I don't think that timeline crossed. But hey, we got Jim Everett the Great razzing us about 1994. So yeah, this year, 30-year anniversary of no Super Bowls for the 49ers if we don't win the Super Bowl. Very important.
I just want us to win the Super Bowl so Lambs fans can stop bringing this up too.
Oh, well, at least we own them, and we own their stadium. We get extra home game every year because of the Lambs.
That's true.
Levi South, so you can't be too mad at them. And they're no threat other than the one time that they managed to knock us off. But
yeah,
we got ownage on them. And their defense is going to be pretty rough without Aaron Donald. Their offense looks great, though. I will say I'm bummed. If I was a Rams fan, I would be happy about their O-line revamp. As a Niners fan, I'm definitely bummed about that. So
I know the guy that they got from the Lions has been hurt though.
Okay. All right. Well, I never root for injuries, but for the Rams, I'll make an exception. Maybe this one time. Juju to Steelers, and that's the bottom line because Steve-O said so. All right. Number 3, Keenan Turner, great linebacker. Great guy, absolutely. He wasn't amazing, but he was a good, solid linebacker. We got Jason, Captain Niner Smash, Massey in the house, saying hello Faithful, and Samoan. Everybody make sure you check out his channel. Doing great stuff. Red Teamer in the house says, I only like players that are team players. He created too much drama. He reminds me of Crabtree when he was. Now, but Crabtree held out before you ever even started. So, Crabtree started out behind the 8 ball because he held out from the jump. So, and Crabtree, let's be honest, was never as good as Brandon Ayuk. Never.
Oh, yeah.
Never as good. So, I'll give Ayuk a little more leeway. But yeah, in 49er, wide receiver history, Crabtree's number 1 most diva and least performance, and Ayuk's got the performance, but he's probably number 2 diva at this point. He's definitely past Debo, who was up there. So I can see the comparison. I think Crabtree is worse, but I think I can see the comparison for sure.
Real quick, I think we can, if you wanted to, we could go over just the roster moves the Niners made today, because they did announce some roster moves.
Yeah, I've been busy all day, so
all right,
lay it on me, Anshul, and you'll get a fresh reaction from me because I haven't heard a damn thing. Real quick, right. You're a Casual says 49ers 5, Rams 2. That's rings. So yeah, we got ownage there. Number 4, Charles Haley. I'm sorry, I can't like Haley so much because he went to the Cowboys and won 3 rings with them. So, but he was a hell of a player. And it's your list, Kenny, not mine. So, go ahead, Anshul. Lay the news on us.
All right. So obviously, we kind of know yesterday, right? Drake Jackson is on the I guess IR/PUP list. So he's out.
I did see that.
So man, just what a bust with Drake Jackson, man. Those 3 sacks week 1 last year, and
fool's gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, today the 49ers signed defensive lineman Jonathan Garvin, former Green Bay Packer. He hasn't really done too much. I think he's more of a camp body type of guy anyways. And then with Mitch Wishnowsky, dealing with some soreness, they obviously need a punter tomorrow. So they signed former Pittsburgh Steeler Presley Harvin III. And then another injury pops up on the defensive line that I don't think we knew about. But Austin Bryant goes on IR. And then they released Logan Thomas today.
Wow. I had such high hopes for Logan Thomas. That's a real kick in the crotch. Shoot. Especially because Latu hasn't been doing very well. It shows.
Yeah,
Well, I
I
guess Thomas is injured though, right? So
yeah, and I think that the thing was like, man, they wanted to work on his blocking because he's a pretty good catch tight end, but blocking hasn't been the greatest. But yeah, it's the tight end room is gonna be interesting because I mean the best guy really. You've been to camp, right?
I went to 3 camp practices out of the 10.
I guess I can have you confirm this, but it seems like people are saying Saubert's been the best tight end.
Yeah, which isn't saying much. I think we'll grab someone, someone before the season, whether it's off the scrap heap or trade or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's honestly, the thing is, if I don't know. Yeah, it's just they tried to get that tight end from the Lions, earlier in the offseason, Brock Wright, but yeah, I don't know. It's just for some reason after George Kittle, it's just tight end has always been an issue with the Niners being able to find a second guy.
Yeah, we've never had one that could block and catch with Kittle.
Yeah,
Kenny,
so I'm interested to see how Braden, Willis looks tomorrow.
Braden Willis is good for catching, but he doesn't block well, and he's not very big.
Yeah.
Kenny says, number 5, Roger Craig. Roger Craig's definitely in my top 10 49ers. So that's your first one that I would have in my top 10. Roger Craig might be closer to 5 than 10, but for me, Red Teamer says, I feel like BA lost a lot of respect from 49ers. Lost a lot from this man, that's for sure. Number 6, Garrison Hurst. Ahead of Frank Gore, ahead of Ricky Running Waters, ahead of Jerry Rice, ahead of Joe Montana and Steve Young, ahead of Ronnie freaking Lott. Garrison Hurst, G-Money. He had that one big touchdown run for sure. And he was a real good back overall, but just not a lot of time spent with the Niners. But hey, it's your list, not mine. There you go. There's Jerry. There's Jerry, the GOAT.
I am seeing some guys I like, but I'm kind of surprised they're lower on the list.
Jerry's up closer to 1 for me.
He has Frank Gore on 22. That's
Dwight Clark, number 8. Brent Jones. Brent Jones is definitely top 10 for me. For sure. Probably right somewhere right around. We're pretty close on him, Kenny. We got tie for Mekhi McIntyre. I like that. A little bit of rhyming. 11, Richard Deck. Come on, dude. He's a bear. He played here for a minute. Next thing you're going to know, he's going to say, who was the guy who just passed away? Who was the Cowboys tackle? And then
yeah. Can't remember.
Merton Hanks. He's pretty close to top 10 for me. I mean, just to that NFC Championship to finally beat the freaking Cowboys after getting smoked 2 years in a row. And he had that chicken walk he did during the NFC Championship game. That was all time. Merton is way up there for me for sure. Probably 12-ish isn't too bad, I would say. 13, Brock Purdy. I wonder why you picked 13, Kenny.
I wonder why.
Comparing Krabs to BA is dumb as frack. Yeah, I like Brandon Ayuk a lot better than Crabtree. Yeah. For sure. Especially since Crabtree was the intended receiver when Richard Sherman tipped it to that linebacker Smith in the NFC Championship game. Or was it the Thanksgiving game? I don't know. Whatever it was embarrassing as hell when he screamed at Aaron Andrews. I think it was the Thanksgiving game. Pretty Ricky, breaking news, Pretty Ricky has contract negotiations with his vet to get euthanized. Oh, man. Harsh. Well,
Yeah,
Pretty Ricky's retiring.
I
So
do not pay attention to that Twitter account.
Tribe says Rams 4 titles. Yeah, the Rams like to include their like leather helmet, 12-team championship. like that's it ain't no Super Bowl, Tribe. Sorry, bro. But thanks for playing. And thanks for being here. We appreciate you. Even if you're misguided, we still want your input. You're a casual. What is the ranking I'm missing here? What is this ranking? Oh, this is Kenny's top 100 49ers list. So he said BA wasn't in the top 100. I said, okay, well, list your 100. So here we go. Number 14, Tim McDonald, also on that 94 team with Merton Hanks. So he likes both those safeties a lot. Tim McDonald's a big hitter, not as big as Ronnie Lott, but he was a big hitter. Jesse Sapolu, great center. Wait, was he? Yeah, he was a center. Also, Tongan or Samoan, Paulie Islander, great guy, awesome. He also does a lot of podcast stuff. So another reason to like Jesse, because he helps a lot of YouTube streamers by being guests on their shows. John Taylor, so underrated. He had the huge catch to beat the Bengals in the '89 Super Bowl, and or was it '88? I guess it was the '88 Super Bowl, and it was his only catch of the game. It came like on like a 2-minute drill drive from Montana to John Taylor to win the game as his first catch of the game. It's pretty incredible. So, and he was a great punt returner. He is definitely a yak guy for sure. He was one of the first big yak guys. Red teamer, you have to give it 49ers for bringing so much talent this offseason. It's obvious they want a championship. It is, no doubt. Number 17, Dana Stubblefield. There you go. Stubby was definitely fun to watch. He was thick in the lower body for sure. Huge legs and thighs. Krabs was a piece of S human from college. No character issues with BA. Not until this summer.
Come on, man.
It's not a character issue. He just like I said.
I would do the same thing if I was under negotiations and I was not getting what I wanted. I mean,
there you go. Number 18, Ronnie Lott. Wow, that's way up there, buddy. Ronnie Lott's definitely top 5 for me.
Yeah, come on, man.
Absolutely. As Randy Cross. Randy Cross was.
What are your how you feeling about the Trent Williams situation?
I mean, sign him. We got no leverage. We got all the leverage with BA. We got none with Trent.
Like, we need Trent, man. Without Trent,
we got McKivitz and Jalen Moore. We got no tackles. We haven't been drafting him. We haven't been trading for him. We got no tackles. You got no choice. Just sign the guy and get it over with and be done. Freddie Solomon, another great receiver with Dwight Clark back in the early days of the dynasty, before it was a dynasty.
Oh, this is
or before it was called a dynasty.
Who's
starting tomorrow? Well, Rob, none of the starters and none of the guys that are hurt.
If I had to guess, I think that they'll probably play Brandon Allen maybe like for a half, and then put in Dobbs for a quarter, and Dan Mordecai for the fourth quarter.
I wouldn't be shocked. I think Brandon Allen is QB2 at this point, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Kenny
I'm
says
interested to see
Tyler. You forgot the Wendell Fumbleia Tyler. He fumbled a lot. Wendell Tyler. Ooh. He was good. He was a really good back. And I think at least 1 year he had more rushing yards than Roger Craig. But because he was more of a pure running back. Obviously, everyone's more of a pure running back than Roger Craig. Roger Craig was the first dual threat, but Wendell Tyler topped him at least a few years. At least one, but I think several years in rushing. But man, the fumbles, brutal.
Kenny, Frank Gore seems way too low.
That's pretty low. I mean, I have Roger Craig ahead of Frank Gore, and honestly, people hate me for this, but whatever. I don't care. And not Garrison Hurst. I have Frank Gore ahead of Garrison Hurst. I'm way ahead of Wendell Tyler. But I have Ricky Running Waters ahead of Frank Gore just because his peak was so much higher, even though he was only here for a little while, but I just remember like Carmen Policy was interviewed. I don't know when the interview was, but it was a long time after the dynasty ended. He was like, the two things that will always haunt me was letting Dion and Ricky Waters get away from that team, because if we had them, we probably would have won another ring in '96 instead of the Cowboys. And so that's why I just liked watching Ricky Waters and William Floyd, Barnum Floyd in the backfield. That was like, it kind of reminded me of Roger Craig and Rathman almost. So it was because Barnum was so fast. William Floyd, that is. Probably won't know till before the game, I'm guessing. Oh, yeah, who the story. I mean, like I said, it's not going to be anybody real special.
Yeah, I mean, I think offensive line, I'm interested to see how like Dominic Pooney
should be good,
because I think he'll probably play. Because I know he's been good in camp, so it'd be good to see what he does versus like another defense.
Yeah. So number 23 for Kenny, Justin Smith, the Cowboy.
That's my second favorite all-time 49er.
He's pretty incredible because a lot of people point to Alden Smith's numbers and talk about, what if he hadn't, had alcohol troubles or whatever, character issues. And a lot of people forget that a lot of Alden Smith's production was because of Justin Smith inside, taking up so many double teams and causing, demanding so much attention in there. He was incredible. Even though he wasn't here very long, he's definitely top 20 for me too. Maybe even top 15. Kenny says these are not an order that requires more work. Oh, sheesh. Okay, all right. So these are just all top 100 somewhere. I thought these were in order. Well, why even put a number then? I guess for your own organization. Red Teamer says, I'm not too worried about the 49ers. They're able to bring out the best in a player. Just look at how they're able to bring undrafted players even to perform at such a high level. Yeah, sort of. But then a lot of our highest drafted players, we were not able to get the best out of them.
I mean, assuming we do get the deal done with Brandon Ayuk, he is going to be the only second first-round pick that's gotten an extension from us in the Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch era.
Yeah.
Because, Nick Bosa's the only one. Right.
Vernon Davis, number 24, my third favorite 49ers.
I like Vernon a lot.
Kittle, Brent Jones, second favorite. I don't know. Brent Jones might be even more favorite than Kittle. It's hard. Those two guys are. And then BD is third for me. Papa J says, I need your opinion on this. If we could trade for Travis Kelce, you think that's would hit on Kittle?
Come on. The Chiefs ain't doing that.
Clara would not stand for that. So
that too.
Yeah, no, that should never allow that to happen. So there's an actual preseason game, and everyone's still only talking about BA. Only the 49ers, LOL. There's a game on right now?
Yeah, it's like Steelers and someone, and then I think there's another game too. Texans, Steelers, and then there's Falcons, Dolphins, and then later on Eagles, Ravens.
I definitely like Anquan Bolden as a receiver for the Niners. He was kind of like Debo light before Debo. Not that he was light, but he just wasn't quite as dynamic as Debo. Mm-hmm. But hell of a player and so tough. Tough as nails. I always like to see a tough wide receiver.
I like some of these like physical, can go up there and kind of get it, or they're just real tough. So yeah, Anquan Bolden.
Sentinels got JR number 1, JM number 2, RL number 3, SY number 4, and Leo Nomolini back from before my time. So he must be an old time fan. Yeah, that's real. Mine's a little bit different order, but those are like my tops. I think Kittle sneaks in for me at 5. He's the only current player that is on my top list, top list.
You wouldn't have like CMC on it?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But Kittle has just been my favorite for so long, and CMC's only been here a couple of years. So
yeah, I have just turned to liking Purdy as my favorite just because I haven't seen good quarterback play pretty much, all my life. So
yeah, no, I hear you there. There hasn't been much this century, so other than Garcia at the beginning,
which I wasn't even
yeah.
getting to see.
26, Joe Staley. He's amazing. No doubt about it. Great guy. Deion Sanders, Neon Deion. One of the best DBs ever, for sure. Definitely one of the best corners ever. At least for coverage. I mean, not much of a hitter, but.
Okay, Kenny. I see one of your guys on the list, and I'm sorry. I'm not putting him in the top 50.
Joe Perry. Who are we talking about?
I'll tell you who it is once you get to him.
Oh, we're never going to get to all these.
Okay, 39. You want to know who he has?
He's miles ahead of me. All right, let's see here. 39. Guitar. I like.
And I'm not saying because he dropped the pick. I'm just saying I don't think he was a very good safety.
I mean,
like he was serviceable.
He was good at tackling, and he was good at not giving up big plays. But he was, so far from a ball hawk, it's not even funny. Now, for a long time, I defended him, but at the end, I called him drop tart. So.
All right, he has Emmanuel Mosley at 36. I actually like that.
Emmanuel Mosley was definitely.
Man, I feel so bad for him. 3 injuries in a row.
Yeah. That's probably it for him. Not in order.
CMC 43, Alex Smith.
Gold on there. Defo.
Okay, all right.
Nick. Having a defensive run. Mikey Potty. Road grader. Joe the Jet Perry from the olden days. I don't even remember him. I mean, I didn't, he was before my time.
Some of these guys I only know because of Madden.
E-Man, Debo, Sherm, Tart, Kofor. No, that's got to be a joke. We call him Ofer because he missed so many field goals. P. Willie, Hall of Fame, recent Hall of Fame induction. Steve Young. No, John Taylor's up there, Red Teamer. Go look. He's up there. Way higher. CMC. Yeah, I already did Taylor. Here, let's get something different. Papa says, the 400 were established in 46. I bet I can find 300 players better than Brandon. Not sure what this proves. I don't know about 300, but maybe. I mean, it's just hard to compare that far back when they didn't even have face masks, and stuff. But you might be able to. It's food for thought. Alex Smith, Tom Rathman, Takia Spikes. Really? Takia Spikes? Justin Smith. Yeah, you already said Justin Smith. Nate Clements? No, come on.
Man, I hope Cowing plays tomorrow, but I don't know if he will.
JJ Stokes. Oh, man. BY at 50. Oh, that's right. You said not in order. Ken Norton Jr., Dolman, Greg Clark.
Wait, Kenny, when you talk about 62, are we talking about a different Tim Harris? Was there did we have another Tim Harris or something?
I don't know.
Because he put Tim. Oh, okay. It's the D lineman. Okay, or something. Because I was thinking of the corner we drafted, and I was like, dude did not even.
Oh, he never played, right?
Yeah, so I was like, hold up for a second.
Yeah. Let's see here. Jimmy Johnson, RIP. Let's see here. How about Kenny Norton? Yeah, he's on there. Jim Plunkett. Jim Plunkett was the quarterback when I became a 49er fan in 76. And then he left and went to the Raiders and won a ring with them. I was so bitter. And then the next year we won our first ring. So
Oh, looks like the Texans are putting out their first unit defense.
wow, they really want this preseason game. Eric Wright, Eric Davis, no Eric, Eric Davis. Yeah, they're both good. Derek Smith was a good linebacker. Was that the one I mentioned from the Seahawks? Till we signed him. We signed him the next year, then he was dog water for us. Now you're trolling. Pierce Holt. He was an interesting D lineman, if I recall correctly. Bruce Colley, O lineman. He repeated himself. Oh, with a number. Newberry, Jeremy Newberry. He had issues, I think, where he got bone on his knees. Rick Waters. Yeah, I like Ricky Waters a lot. Randy Moss. No, not Randy Moss. Come on. Not as a Niner. He was a Viking. He was amazing. Bill Romanowski. The Spitter. Tim Harris. Don Griffin. Dana Hall. We're getting a little deep on your list, Kenny. So I don't even
Real quick,
I don't even know a lot of these names.
Real quick, Matt Mayoko just came out with an article, and he was saying that apparently the 49ers and Browns had a trade in place that would have sent Amari Cooper and then to the Niners. Obviously, we would have gotten a second and a fifth rounder for Ayuk. So, but obviously, it seems like Ayuk doesn't want to go there.
No. Dana Hall. Oh, man. I totally forgot about him. Giovanni Carmazzi. Oh, man. For those who don't know who Giovanni Carmazzi is, he's the quarterback the 49ers drafted in the same draft as Tom Brady. Way ahead, obviously, of Tom Brady. Everyone was drafted ahead of Tom Brady. Not everyone, but he was drafted in the 6th round. So all the quarterbacks were.
Wait, sure. Kenny, at 72, we're talking about DJ Jones, right? Of course, he puts Mike McGlinchey at 69. Azeez Al-Shaair, 73. DJ Jones.
Will Ricky Pearsall have a better career than Xavier Worthy? I mean,
if Pearsall can stay on the field.
Yeah, he's got to stay healthy. I mean, I'll just say that, like, you look at the history of guys who have run under a 4.3 40, and you look at their careers, like, it's a whole lot of nothing except for Tyreek Hill. Now, granted, that was with, I'm blanking on the Chiefs coach's name.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid. So Xavier Worthy is with Andy Reid, so that gives him a fighting chance, I would say. But if I had to bet if Ricky Pearsall can stay healthy, I think Pearsall will have a better career than Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, I think, look at the Niners, right? Danny Gray, Cowan, hopefully, I think probably will be better because at least he has the ability to run routes, screen, block. So,
as Wise Man said, time will tell. Eric Armstead, number 66, 67. Jimmy G.
Okay, Jimmy G.
It's his list, Papa. It's his list. Gotta try and cap. Oh, there he is, Colin Kaepernick. At least he's listening to suggestions. 69.
It's so funny because some of them are just by the.
That's right. They're out of order. Monster, DJ.
I'm guessing he meant DJ Jones, right?
I hope it's not DJ Reed because we play him opening night.
DJ
and Sauce Gardner.
Yep. Azeez Al-Shaair.
How about recent punter? I just can't freaking spell his name. Oh, Wisnowski?
Number 74, yes.
Which?
All right, hold up.
Ricky Pearsall is going to be a bust. You heard it from the Sentinel first.
Which Wisnowski actually is the easiest name to spell, though?
Jeff Fuller. He was a great safety, and then would he break his neck? Is that something that really awful happened to Jeff Fuller?
Oh yeah, where's Andy Lee on this list?
Jair Brown,
Okay.
Ray Wershing. Wershing was a hell of a kicker for the 49ers in the glory days. Then they had a lot of awful kickers for a long time. Mitch Wish. That's you.
See, Wish now and then Sky.
There you go.
Super easy.
78,
All right.
Juwan Jennings.
Talanoa Hufanga at 77.
Oh, I missed that. Huff. Nice.
I guess, yeah, what are you looking forward to or what are you looking in preseason?
Yeah, I want to see Pooney. I don't want to see Jalen more, but we're going to see him. I want to see Devondre Campbell at linebacker. I want to see D. Winters at linebacker. I want to see, Jair Brown. I want to see Odom or whoever's playing alongside him. Odom looked pretty good in camp. Yeah, Mustafa. I don't think they'll stick a rookie out there, but maybe.
I mean, it's preseason. What?
He was good. He was good in camp, so we'll see.
Yeah, for me, I mean, obviously Jacob Cowan I'm watching for. Nick Zakel, I'd like to see if he's improved at all, because I know we don't really talk too much about him. Like you said, D. Winters, definitely. He's been getting a lot of praise, probably been the second best player in camp after, Lenore.
Nick Zakel's on my buddy list of
What does
guys
that mean?
they're the guys that are only on the team because they're buddies. Like Zakel's roomies with
Well, I don't think he's roommates with the Brock now. That Brock.
No, not that he's married, but he was. And
Yeah.
that's all that mattered.
I'm interested to see how the new kickoff, obviously.
There's three on the buddy list. Trent Taylor is Kittle's buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Get him on. And the one that you may not know that I learned at training camp is guess who Fred Warner works out with all offseason? His workout buddy.
I heard of this. I just can't remember. Is it another linebacker?
Mm-hmm. D to the FF.
Oh, DFS. DFS, my guy, though.
Because he's not that good, But
you know why I like him.
Always makes the cut somehow. So
he now has an Arizona buddy, so I'm happy for him. Jacob Cowan.
Shouldn't Juice be 44? 81 TO. There you go. Saw that coming.
Yeah, because Logan Thomas is dog water, and the punter, and we don't have a punter because Mitch Wishnowski got.
Yeah.
Ooh, Diameter Lenore 82. I'm seeing. Make sure to smash that like button, by the way, on both channels.
Yes, please. Really helps us to do what we do for you. Charvarius Ward, Mooney.
All right. I like that Mooney and Lenore are right near each other.
No Ambry Thomas, Kenny?
Yeah. Hey, are we going to trade Ambry Thomas to the Dallas Cowboys now that they traded away a corner?
No one's trading for Ambry Thomas, folks. Newsflash. No one is trading for Ambry Thomas.
I think they could get something.
Sounds like Yadam, though, is CB3 for now, so maybe we'll see some of him.
Yodam. So it's going to be Lenore or Traverse Ward CB1, obviously Lenore CB2. Yodam, and then I guess obviously the rookie Renardo Green.
I don't think he's necessarily that high on. I think Rock Yassin might be ahead of him on the.
Interesting, really.
Yeah. Just because he's a veteran.
That's fair.
Yeah, you know how it is with rookies on this team. It's rare that any of them get a real good chance their actual rookie season.
I think I got like Chase Lucas mix this team.
Oh, now you know he's fun, because he said Isaiah Oliver. You like Isaiah Oliver better than Brandon Ayuk? Come on, Come on, Kenny. I'm calling bull. There's no way. Kevin Gogan.
Bro, Isaiah Oliver
former
was
Cowboy great who didn't. Actually, he had a pretty good Niner career.
Dude, I remember the day we saw that the 49ers released Isaiah Oliver. Literally everybody was just happy.
Fred Quillen. That's
Who?
an obscure one. I think he was a tight end, or maybe it was just a lineman. Fred Quillen. He said that those were for the Woody Peoples. I never heard of Woody Peoples. Jeremy Newberry. Getting really deep here.
I'm getting tired of this list now. Kenny's making me fall asleep.
Somebody's on Google looking up names.
No, Trey Lance. Yeah, Trey Lance ain't on this list for a reason.
No.
Papa J. I mean, I know both of you and I were big Trey Lance guys, but it is what it is. I
sure was.
I've been hearing he has not looked good at camp with the Cowboys.
It's too bad. Not our problem. I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yep.
In fact, I much prefer that he not become a good Cowboy quarterback. So, sorry, get to a different team. Maybe I can root for you.
So you're saying you think Brandon Allen's quarterback too?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think Tanner Mordecai makes this team or?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so you think Dobbs is quarterback 3 then?
Mm-hmm. I think Mordecai's practice squad.
All right.
And I don't think we carry 3 quarterbacks, to be honest. I think it'll just be Brandon Allen. And
they might if they want to carry an extra running back or receiver or linebacker.
I don't think Josh Dobbs is good enough to. Maybe he'll be the one in the practice squad, and Mordecai just gets cut.
But I've been hearing Mordecai's kind of looked good, so I don't know. We'll see, though.
Got Devin Williams, Ken Willard.
Man, I'm just hating all these run back injuries.
Oh, yeah, it's brutal. Well, I mean,
I'm not concerned about
expect Elijah Mitchell to get injured, but CMC with a calf, that's a big deal. I popped my calf in June 15th, and I'll tell you what, it's still not 100% today. Maybe I got back to riding too soon, but I mean, I stayed away from trail riding and pump track riding, the more dangerous stuff that I do, for about 3 weeks. And my worst setback had nothing to do with riding, even though I did it riding. My worst setback was doing a can opener in a pool and just pushing off with my left foot to jump up in the air to do a can opener. It wasn't huge, just as a little, shouldn't have done that type of thing. But yeah, it's still stiff. My left calf is still bigger than my right calf, and I'm right foot dominant, so my right calf normally is bigger. So it's still a little swollen and it's still a little stiff 7 weeks later. So some people questioned if it was a serious injury. I was like, yeah, I think it's grade 2, and then now I'm pretty damn sure it was grade 2. So JD Smith.
Man, even the Guarendo's hurt. I'm excited for Schrader, though. Okay, I read number 99 and I saw the D and the A and I thought it was about to say Dante Pettis.
Oh God, he's going to put up 100 now. RC Owens, at least that's a good one. So some of these guys I don't even know.
Hey, no more, Kenny. We got to 100
on your list, Kenny. There's no way you got these 100 clowns. Not all of them are clowns, but some of these guys. There's no way all these guys are ahead of Brandon Ayuk. No way.
Challenge accepted.
By Ayuk.
Dude, Kenny's by Ayuk. Then he says, "What is it? Drop 2 or something for?"
Latu. Well, yeah, that's what people were calling him last year in camp. He couldn't catch us cold. Yes.
Oh yeah,
CMC was working on his calf with the Theragun, both calves.
Yeah.
So I just think he's wound up tight. I just think so. Not shocking that this could happen. He probably needs to stretch better. Maybe you get a little yoga in there, Christian.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Well,
what's good, Kenny?
anything else going on that needs our attention, Anshul, you think? Or
No, I guess let's just hope these Trent Williams and Ayuk, get figured out hopefully in the next
should we
couple days.
talk a little Warriors before we go?
We can,
I think because I know you wanted to a while
yeah.
back, and then I was away out of town. What I mean, all right, the big thing is, what do you think about Clay? Were you cool with Clay leaving, or were you like, they got to keep the band together?
Honestly, I was someone that I was like, I don't really care if we suck for the next few years. I rather would have just kept the band together, to be honest.
I thought that's what would happen, especially when Joe Lacob said we're going to keep Clay, and I take him as a man of his word, and he's paying the bills. But I sort of thought that if we wanted to contend sooner, that we would need to let Clay go, and so I'm kind of okay with it if we do contend sooner. I felt like we were overpaying him, and I mean, yeah, this is the nostalgic part of me. I wouldn't have been pissed, if we were not so good for another year to keep the band together, but I was kind of more on board with like, let him go and like, let's get this rebuild going as quickly as possible. And the same goes for Draymond too. If he needs to go to get some more people around Steph, while he's got this, I mean, can't be much more than 1 or 2 more years left at this level, right? So the clock's ticking, and I'd love to see Steph get one more ring. And even though Draymond is my favorite, I kind of lost a little love for him the last season or two with all his antics. So just like I am with Ayuk a little bit.
Yeah, but at least Ayuk don't punch people, so that's the good thing.
I like Buddy Hield, who they picked up. I like him in sack for the Kings.
Yeah.
Laurie Markkinen, I was never that wild about, so I'm not that bummed that we haven't got him yet. But it seems like they still need to add another piece.
I'm just tired of this small ball,
Yeah, they need a real center.
Kerr, man. It's like, come on, Kerr.
Get a center. But teams with centers aren't exactly lining up to trade them away either. So
yeah. But yeah,
I don't want to spend too much time on the Warriors because this is a Niners group, and a lot of them are actually Lakers fans.
It was cool to see Curry go off yesterday, though.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I hope Jacob Cowing is Tank Del Nesto. Jesus, I hope so too. So Bashar again.
Latu is not panning out as a receiver. Maybe he is as a blocker, but he hasn't caught very much this camp either. I think they just stopped targeting him, so which is never a great sign. There you go. All right, let me go back to the real colors here. Just wanted to get that in just real quick, just to kind of get your thoughts on mainly Clay. That's the well, and I guess it's just a shame that Bob Myers is gone too. And then he went to the Commanders and helped them, and then helped them to get Adam Peters from the Niners. That's kind of a double kick in the crotch for Bay Area sports fans.
Yep.
But what are you gonna do? Not going to cry about it, that's for sure. I just hope our scouting department learned what Adam Peters was doing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Anshul, it's been too long since we got together. We'll have to do this again soon.
For sure.
And thanks for being here. And thanks to everybody who stopped by. The audience was super active today. Thanks, Kenny, for actually going to 100. That was impressive.
Yep.
Even though I don't agree with all your selections, it is your list, not mine. So there you go.
Yep. Appreciate everybody in here. Appreciate you, Ted.
Thank you. And I'll just say Peace and go Niners.
Pay Brandon Ayuk and Trent Williams.
At least Trent Williams.